Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. Today I'm talking about 4 ways to turn her on without touching her. So what this all comes down to is you don't necessarily need to touch a woman in order for her to be turned on by you and to feel attraction for you. I'm sure you've had this experience yourself where you're fantasizing about a woman that you know, perhaps a woman that you've gone on a date with, and you feel turned on by her even though she's not in the room because you're thinking about her. So the idea then is to be on her mind so she's feeling those feelings about you as well. Yeah. And also you can do this in her physical presence as well, but this even works when you two aren't even together. That's one of the cool things about it, okay? You can get her to be thinking about you and to feel turned on by you even though you're not in the same vicinity. Okay, so one of the ways that you can do this is, first of all, obviously with women, one of the main things that they really like in guys is confidence. Okay, you at least need to be more confident than what she is. You need to be more confident than her, and if you're more confident than her, then that balance will always be in place. Okay, so that's one of the main things that you got to focus on. You just have to be more confident than her. Okay. And why do women like confidence? Well, they like confidence because they can be at ease when they're around a man who is more confident, right? Because one of the things that allows a woman to open up to you emotionally, to fall in love, and what gets her to want to sleep with you as well, is if she feels comfortable around you and safe around you. And one of the best ways that you can facilitate that is to be confident. Okay, and sure of yourself and calm and have a calming presence and vibe about yourself. Okay, so that's one of the main things. So that's the first thing that I wanted to get into, confidence. Okay, so the second thing, which is also extremely important, and another thing that women look for in men, is humor and playful behavior. Because another thing that women find really attractive in men is humor. If he can make her laugh and giggle and be silly. Okay, and the reason why that turns her on is because, again, it all goes into her feelings of being at ease, okay, and feeling more comfortable around you. If you can get her to be silly and have fun and to laugh at your jokes, then she's going to be feeling more comfortable around you. And if she's feeling comfortable around you because she gets to just have a laugh, let her hair down, have a good time with you, then it lets down her guard so she can feel all these other emotions that she has for you. Because women, when they first meet a guy, their guard is going to be up, because I've said this before on my channel, but women, it's drilled into women from a very early age about stranger danger and strange men, and you've got to be really careful around men that you've never met before. Now, it might be the case that you know this woman from school and she's an acquaintance, or perhaps you've already met up a few times, so maybe that doesn't matter as much. But if you're meeting a woman out who you've only met online and this is the first time that you guys are going to meet, then her guard is going to be up. So if you're confident and you can get her to be silly and goofy with you and just have a good time and be playful, then that guard is going to drop, and therefore then she is then free to feel the attraction for you, to be turned on by you. But she has to feel that first. That guard has to be dropped first. And like I said, the best way to do that is by humor, laughter, being silly, and also by the fact that you're confident and calm. Okay, and you make her feel at ease. Okay, playful behavior, very, very good. You've got to see relationships as fun. Okay, this is what this all comes down to. Because if relationships aren't fun and if they're not silly and you're not good pals as well as being romantic lovers, then what's the point? You see, love is supposed to be fun. Love is supposed to be playful. Okay, and that's what the aim of the game here is, to have a fun, playful, loving relationship with a woman. Okay, so that's really, really important. Those are the crucial ones. So let's get into some more sort of like things that you can do to tweak, just to make it even more turned on by you, to make you even more attracted to you. Okay, so these are more the subtle things that you can do and you can change about yourself, that you may need help with changing. I don't know. It could be that you're already doing these things. But the third thing that I want to get into then is masculine body language. So masculine body language typically is, if you man spread, you put your legs apart, and then you lean back into your chair and you just take up a lot of space, basically. If you're just take up as much space as you can. And what does that also show? if you're leaning back and if you're laid back and you're taking up as much space as you can, that also shows the beginning point, which was about confidence. If you're confident and you're relaxed and you're chill, that also displays in your body language. And one of the best ways that you can show confidence is by purposely, because if you're not feeling confident on a date, because this happens to a lot of guys, they feel really nervous when they're on a date, which is normal because obviously you're in the presence of a beautiful woman that you find really attractive. So of course you can have some nerves. But one of the best ways that you can calm yourself down is to get into a very relaxed position, okay, where the way that you're sitting. Because if you're all hunched over and if you're like leaning into her like too much and you're leaning over the table basically and maybe your arms are folded and you're all tight and closed up, then that's going to make you even more wound up and make you even more nervous. But if you man spread and you just sort of chill out and lean back and relax, maybe even put your arm around her or the arm around the back of your chair, it's going to display more confidence and it's going to make you feel more at ease. Because you've got to pay attention to your physiology, okay? Because I bet if I told you, you could describe to me what a depressed person looks like. So, what does the depressed person look like? Where is their head positioned? It's down, okay? How are they breathing? Are they breathing fast? Or are they breathing really shallow? And how are they talking, you know? Because their breathing is usually really shallow and slow, yeah? They're not breathing in very deeply, taking deep breaths. And the way that they're talking, usually they're mumbling, you can't really hear them very well, and it's all like this. And if you think about their lips, what are their lips doing? Their lips are down, you know, they're looking very glum, right? So if you're going to be depressed, you've got to work at it, right? It takes a lot of physiological things to do in order to get into a depressed physical state. Okay, but if you talk about someone who is more happy and positive, what are they doing? Right, well, they've got their shoulders back. They're breathing more fully. Yeah, they're smiling. They're using their face to show that, right? And they're sitting back. You know, they're usually a bit more high energy and they're speaking a bit more quicker. Yeah, there's someone who's more happy. Okay? So if you change, and one of the things that you can do is if you can prove to yourself that this works, you can use the physiology of a depressed person to become depressed. Because your physiology is extremely powerful. Okay, you can make yourself more sad by literally just taking the position of a sad person. But the sort of flip side of that is you can make yourself into a more happier person by changing your physiology and sitting back, breathing more fuller, speaking a bit louder, not mumbling, getting more energy into what you're saying. You can become more enthusiastic essentially, and you can make yourself a more happier person. Okay, now of course, that being said, okay, if you feel like you are suffering from low mood, and you need to get that checked out by a healthcare professional, okay? Because I'm just a coach. I can't diagnose you. So you might be actually suffering really badly with a mental health condition. And if you feel like you are, then you should go and speak to someone about it. And even if you're not sure, you should probably go and speak to someone about it. Go and speak to a healthcare professional about that, okay? There's only so much I can say to you, and there's only so much I can guide you to do because I'm only a coach online. I'm not a medical health professional. But it does help improve things if you are within a normal state of mind and you don't need medical help, to improve your physiology so that you feel a little bit better about yourself and more confident in yourself, okay? So masculine body language, okay? So what you want to do as well when it comes to that as well is when I talked about crossing your arms like this isn't a good idea, okay? Because what this is doing is what you're doing when you're crossing your arms is you're protecting your center. You're protecting your body organs when you're going like this. And that shows that you're on the defensive. And it shows that you're not feeling sure of yourself. A confident person will have all their vital body organs exposed like this, okay? Because that shows that they're not defensive. It shows that they're confident. It's almost like, I'm calm. I know that I'm not in any danger, which is why I'm not covering up my organs right now. I'm exposing them. I've got my chest out and puffed up, and I'm allowing, basically, for these organs to be exposed. And it's showing that you're confident because you're not afraid that someone's going to hurt you, okay? But often than not, what you'll find is that people often do like this even when there's no danger, because the danger isn't just It's a sort of psychological danger, even though we're not attacked by saber-toothed tigers anymore, or we're not hunting animals anymore. We don't necessarily need to do this, but the fight and flight response is still programmed into us. So it could be that you're doing this in front of your boss because you feel insecure around your boss, and because your boss is mean to you or not very nice in general, and so you feel on the defensive around your boss. And sometimes men do this around women because they're feeling unsure and insecure because they really like her, or they just feel on guard for whatever reason, okay, because of how they're feeling inside, okay. So don't do that anymore. Show that you're confident, and then by exposing those organs, and all you have to do is just do that by uncrossing your arms and keeping them by your side or to the side of you in some form, like on your chair, like draped back, that sort of thing, okay. So that's another thing that will attract her to you and make her feel more turned on by you, by the fact that you're resting in a very masculine position. Now, you might not always be sitting down, of course, you'll be standing up as well. So all you have to do with that is simply just have the arms by your side and have your shoulders back and have your head up, So yeah, just have your shoulders back and just stand up straight. That's literally all you need to really be doing with that, okay, when you're standing. Okay, so the next way that you can turn her on without touching her is by your smell, okay? And what I would say about this is a very simple process to make you smell better, okay, in case you are struggling with this. First of all, basic things, you got to wash every day. So wash every day. Make sure that you're wearing a deodorant. I personally find roll-on deodorants more effective than sprays, because sprays can be quite powerful, whereas the underarm roll-ons seem to be more effective. I also find they're more effective with sweat as well. And just like just a 1 or 2 squirts of a really nice cologne, and that's it. You don't have to put on any more, because I know some guys are either don't have any good hygiene at all and they smell of BO, or they put on too much. Okay, so if you want to get it just right, then you just want to make sure that your body is clean, and just have deodorant and just a squirt or 2 of a nice cologne, and that's it. You don't need to do anything else than that. Okay, it might not even be that you even need to put on cologne. Just the fact that you've got deodorant on and you're wearing clean clothes and you are clean will make you smell nice. And also, because what you've got to understand as well is, as human beings, we are attracted to body scents, right? Just the normal odors our body produces. But the body still has to be clean, so there might be still a smell that you're giving off. So you don't want to, that attracts women from just your normal body, right? From your hair and your, because it's the pheromone, basically the pheromone hormone that comes off of men and women to attract each other. So you don't want to mask this with too much spray and too much deodorant, but you also don't want to mask it with too much sweat. So it actually becomes the opposite of it, where it's too much body odor. So it's all about just keeping yourself clean, wearing clean clothes, wearing deodorant, just a little bit of deodorant, just under your arms, that's all you need. And maybe a bit of cologne, but it's not always necessary, okay? So you don't want to be smelling too much, but you also don't want to be smelling too little. You still want them to be able to smell your natural scent as well, okay? And that's another subtle thing that you can tweak. And you can see it's very easy. You just got to remember that you got to wear clean clothes and to shower every day. And that's pretty much all you really need to do, and to make sure you have a deodorant as well that's effective. Okay? And these are the ways that you can turn her on without touching her. Okay? And it all comes down to your vibe and your body language and your smell. Right? And this will improve your dating so much that it's actually beyond words. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. If you like coaching with me, then please go to www.christinelovridge.com and click on whichever coaching option works best for you. And if you would like more dating tips, then you can go and read for free on the website my book, Attracting the Beautiful Woman of Your Dreams, and you can go and read these completely for free. You don't need to log into the website, you don't need to sign up. All you need to do is go to www.christinelovridge.com, go to the menu on the website and click on the book, and it'll take you straight there to the PDF reader. If you want to get a physical copy, you can get it on Amazon. You can also get a Kindle version as well. And if you do decide that you're going to do that, it would be really great if you could leave me a nice review if you like the book. Obviously, if you think it's rubbish, then you can also say that too. Okay, but there's no need to buy it. There's no need to do anything like that, because it's there for you to read for free on the website, and there's nothing different in this than there is on the website. So thank you so much for watching, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.